What is up, everyone? I am just driving home to Brisbane from Toowoomba. So I had to drive about an hour and 45 minutes to and from work today. It's a Sunday, but I teach philosophy for some yoga teacher trainings, and we had one out here, which was really nice. I love being able to teach this stuff. It's just so nice to reflect on life and to refresh even my mind about some of the concepts, because it's a really perfect time of my prep to be referring back to these different philosophies. It was a big day. I left at 5:45 in the morning. I got to Toowoomba at 7:30 a.m. and I left at about 4:15, and now it's just 5. So I've got another about hour left of this drive until I'm home. I'm really proud of myself because I had to do cardio today, and I actually went to an Anytime Fitness in town there and just got my cardio done. I did my Stairmaster, and I also actually logged 10K steps just by making sure that I was on the move. For every break that we had, we get like an hour lunch break and 2 15-minute breaks. And even with having to sit and lecture for as long as I did, I was still able to hit the target steps that I wanted. Now, I'm supposed to do 12K steps today, and I don't know if I will finish the 2K tonight. Depends on how Maya is at home. If Maya's really attached to me and doesn't want to go to bed until 9 p.m., which happens sometimes, especially when I work all day, I'm obviously just going to do the other 2K tomorrow. I'm okay with that. I don't have to worry about it. I know I'll do it if I need to. But if for some reason she does go to bed early and I can kind of pace around in the house or in the front of the house, I might do that too. So we'll see. So from the last video, we actually started to change a little bit. So we have started to implement 30 minutes of cardio every day other than my leg training days. And so I do a posterior day and a leg day. So there's 2 days a week that I'm not doing cardio, but I've been doing 30 minutes every other day, so 5 days a week. And we also just shaved about 100 calories off my days. So that means that on training days, I was doing just around 1,400, and on my rest days, I think it was about 1,150. So I definitely have been eating a little bit less and moving more. And our goal is to try to hit the 55 kilo mark. So on my comp day, I think I was 56.9 with all the carbs in. And I think we're trying to hopefully be more low 56 by the time we carb up. So I'm so excited because the first 4 days since we made the change, my weight wasn't budging. I kept weighing in at 56.9, almost every day. And it was driving me crazy. And then yesterday I had a really hard day of prep. I would say there's only been probably 3 days in prep where I've been so obsessive with food and nervous system. I just felt fried, and not insomnia. Luckily I was able to get to sleep, but I almost thought I was going to have insomnia that day because I just felt so on edge, really irritable. And those days don't have to happen often. But I knew, yesterday I knew at night, I was I'm going to wake up with a way lighter weight than today because it's so difficult. And sure enough, I woke up a full kilo less than what I weighed the day before. So I went from 56.9 to 55.9 kilos, which is just crazy. It makes me realize the scale is so hard to manage. We can't have this expectation that it will always go how we want. We just need to continue to do the work that we're supposed to and not become overly reactive to what the scale says. Collect the data because it's helpful to see, but don't react to the data, because I could have easily started shaving off more calories and doing more cardio thinking, oh shit, this isn't gonna work. And Scott was like, nah, you just need an active rest day. Once you do, I'm sure the inflammation will go down and you'll drop. And he was right, I think it was really helpful for me to see that big change, and again, just trust the process a bit more. So yeah, I'm feeling really good. I've been doing a few posing tweaks leading up to this next comp, and I am curious to see how it goes. So I feel a lot more confident in my back pose, and especially if I'm a kilo less than I was at States, I'll feel really good about what that will look like. My front pose I'm still working on. I have a posing class with Alex on Tuesday, but yeah, I still want to feel a bit more comfortable and I guess like confident with what I'm doing in that pose. Just to make sure I can really showcase my muscle and showcase the taper. Feedback was that I had good glutes, but would like more upper glute development. And the thing is I actually feel like I do have upper glute development. So I feel like the way I was posing wasn't showcasing that properly. They said that my shoulders were fine, like capped enough, which I feel like they're not. So yeah, just really interesting what they gave me advice on versus kind of what I thought. But I guess that just shows me like what I need to work on with my posing, and of course after this in my build phase and development that I want to work on. Essentially what's happening is tomorrow I'm doing a check-in with Scott, and I'm gonna see if I can do all my training days during this week, because we leave for Melbourne on Friday morning. So for ease of not having to train there, I want to see if I can do my 4 training days up until Thursday, and then Friday we leave, and then I don't know if I'll just be doing steps, I think, until show day. I mean, it's usually more of a recovery day anyways, so we'll see what he says about that. I'm sure that will be fine. But yeah, I'm really excited to see how this next peak week goes. So we're trying to bring me in leaner and tighter, and then filling myself out a bit more. So hopefully I like look a bit fuller and the muscles look a bit rounder with this next peak week heading soon. So we are now 7 days out. I will take you with me for the next few days. I'll show you a few days of workout, some posing practice, but I'm very much looking forward to how this goes. All right, hello. So it is Thursday and Nationals is on Sunday. So we are Friday, sorry. So 3 days out from my final competition of the season for Nationals, the Pro Qualifier. And I'm not feeling too great, if I'm completely honest. I'm okay, but it's just, I'm trying to be as honest as I can in these videos. The leading up to this competition has been dramatically different to the lead up to my state show. The week before States, my body did exactly what it was meant to do. It responded perfectly. We got to the exact goal weight I was hoping to get to. At that time, it was 56.3 kilos. I wanted to be under 56.5 kilos. So I was super happy to have made it there. And on comp day, I think I was 56.9 kilos. So the whole idea for me, for some reason in my mind, scale wise, I really wanted to be under 57 kilos for that competition, where now I'm a little bit nervous to see what happens for nationals. So after the competition, I had a night where I had steak and oysters and treats and, just like that post show night. And that was okay. And then Monday I went right back into it. But every day to follow, I think 4 days in a row, my weight didn't budge. I started to freak out a little bit. I asked Scott, should we be doing more cardio, less eating? Like, I'm happy to do whatever. And he was like, let's just see what happens. And sure enough, on Sunday, so 7 days out from this comp, it's only a few days ago, which was a week after my state show, I lost a full kilo. It just all went off. And I got to 55.9 kilos, which I was so happy about. I was like, okay, good. We'll be in perfect timing again for this next show. And then on the Monday, I ate off plan. The Saturday was really hard. Like, I'd say I finally understand what people mean about the challenge. Like, you're just all consumed and crazy and obsessed with the food. And so Saturday was really hard. And then Sunday, at least I woke up with that scale change, did everything perfectly on the Sunday, woke up on the Monday. There was no change in the scale weight, but I was still okay because I was under 56 kilos. But it was just that third day of struggle, and I could not stick to the plan. And it's not like I over consumed a ton of food. Like, I probably only ate 200 calories more over my plan, like I was just having some grapes, some little bites here. But still, I woke up on Tuesday and I weighed in at 56.1. So there's a 200-gram difference, which annoyed me. And I know it can't be fat. I understand that water weight changes when you eat more carbohydrates, and like grapes are really high in carbs. So anyways, I told Scott, hey, look, I had some bites. And he went, look, that's not ideal. Let's just do a little bit more cardio today to get that off, but then let's just keep going with it. No problem. Got my steps, got my cardio, ate perfectly fine on Tuesday, woke up on Wednesday, and I was 56.3 or 56.4. So all of a sudden, like, an extra 200 grams went on the scale. And I'm like kind of freaking out, because then I'm looking at, the people online on Instagram, and everyone's showing like how they're losing weight. And some girls who I'm competing against are under that 55 kilo mark now. And now I'm worried, like, am I going to be lean enough on show day, or am I going to look significantly bigger than everyone on stage? Like, the one thing I don't want in this competition is to show up after all of this work and not look conditioned enough. That's just a personal thing that I would rather be over conditioned than not conditioned enough. So yeah, I was stressed on Tuesday. On Wednesday, still same thing. I was like, do everything perfectly. Did it. Did everything I meant to do. Woke up this morning and I'm 56.8 kilos. So I'm only 100 grams less than what my show day weight was, which I still have all this carb up to do. So I'll be more. And so I guess my big fear now is, am I going to show up at nationals bigger than I showed up at states, even though my feedback was to drop a little bit of weight? And I tried, and I did have a little mess up. So like, in my head right now, like, me wanting to be accountable for my own mistakes, I want to be like, shouldn't have had that night after the show. I should have just kept with my program the whole time. And I shouldn't have ate off plan on the Monday. But then I also think to myself, like, could those two things really have impacted this harshly? But in the whole game with bodybuilding, it's like, it's you versus you, right? And so aside from medal placings, which, like, of course I'm competitive and I want to do as well as I can, I also know that if I place significantly worse, or I mean, like, if I don't place at all at nationals, in the back of my mind, I'm forever going to be thinking like, why did I eat the way I did for those 2 days? So it kind of sucks, to be honest. And I'm okay. Like, I'm fine. I'm a fucking 35-year-old woman. I'm fine. I'm not going to be, crying about this or anything. But at the same time, I'm totally annoyed with myself, and I'm just wanting to share like the reality of it. So, I mean, Scott said this morning, we're not chasing the scale weight. It's a nice incentive, but like, he thinks I look sharper. He said, have you been having any bad sleeps? Which I have the last 3 nights. Maya has been tossing and turning a ton. And he's like, maybe it's that, maybe it's inflammation. Like, who knows? You might have a high carb day today, and then all of a sudden the scale changed tomorrow. Like, just don't worry about the scale. He was like, you don't even have to weigh yourself until show day. Like, just don't worry about it, which I'm obviously not going to do. I'm obviously going to weigh myself every morning because I'm also, I mean, from an objective point of view, or trying to take myself out of this equation, I'm still interested in the process. So I do want to see what happens, but I can't help but feel mentally a bit defeated right now. So yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at right now. It's going to be really interesting coming into the show. I have no idea how I'm going to compare on stage. I'm really not feeling strong in this. Like, I knew I placed well at States, but it's a whole different ball game. Like, there's going to be people from all over the country there. So many times in bodybuilding, many times girls who take, the overall win at a state show might hardly place at nationals. And that's super normal because you're just against like a higher population of really competitive athletes. So I know I already going into this, I didn't have a huge expectation, but I'm just a little bit annoyed because I really don't think or feel like I'm bringing my all to this. And really in the back of the mind, it's just these little mistakes that I made that I'm not happy with. So it's like this toss between trying not to be too much of a perfectionist, but also still have a certain standard that I like to put myself to. And I think it's important to be able to sometimes be hard on yourself in a positive way. That's like, I'm never fucking making this mistake again. I know next time I compete, I am not letting that side win. But for now, I have to live with the consequence of what that is. So anyways, we fly out to Melbourne tomorrow. I get my first tan, and the athlete check-in is tomorrow. I'll see Scott there, which will be nice. And then Saturday, second tan. Sunday, show day. I'll be filming more of the process, and I'm also going to share some show day stuff too, just because I really want to have this memory as well. I think it's a nice little memento for me. But yeah, that's just the 411 and what's been going on so far. Okay, so we have checked in to our new place, and I just got my tan, so I've got a little bit more color, but I'll show you the place. Maya's got my underwear around her neck. She likes to wear them like a purse. So it's a really cute little place. It's in Brunswick West. 2 other rooms. It's a lovely little spot.
The house?
Yeah.
Yeah, babe.
Nice little orange tree. Isn't that so cool? Hey, Mama?
It's so sweet. I love it here.
Yeah.
Hi, baby. What do you have there?
You get the wet wipes.
Oh. And come sit with Nana.
Day 1 with the tanner in white sheets of a rental unit. I didn't do too bad. Only a little stain here, here, and here. This towel is completely ruined, but we all knew that there was going to be one towel that was going to turn brown. So I'm just walking to my hair appointment. It's only like a 15-minute walk from where we're staying. I thought it would be good to just get a few steps. Scott said this morning that I'm looking a little full, so I'm going to see him at lunchtime when I get my second tan, and he's going to see if he needs to take away some carbs for tonight, which I'm actually kind of happy about. Like, I like the idea about almost being full, because I think sometimes I worry that I'm not filling out enough in the last comp. So yeah, I'm excited to see what he thinks at lunchtime. But it is so cold in Melbourne. Like, I thought I'd be fine wearing jeans and a sweater, but I'm actually really shocked at the temperature right now. Like, I should be wearing a jacket. I don't know if you can see my breath, but it's like proper cold. Hair is done. It's still cold, but not as cold. So I am just walking to the breakfast cafe that my family's at. And then from there we're going to Brighton Beach because it's close to the venue before I have to get my second tan and meet up with Scott. It's beautiful.
Do you like your cookie?
Yeah, baby.
Nice, yeah. No, it's chocolate.
So it is the night of the final show. I got my tan today. I got to see Scott today. And what happened was he checked me out and said that I actually look quite full. So he wanted to cut some of my carbohydrates for this evening. But I ended up front loading my carbs today, not thinking that we would have to adjust it. So I basically didn't have enough carbs to cut left. So I had originally 236 carbs and he wanted me to go down like 50, but I had already consumed 200 by that time. So he said, just don't worry about it. I basically just ate avocado and chicken for dinner, just to get my fats and my protein. And yeah, that's me for the night. So I'm just gonna have a peppermint tea, and hopefully tomorrow I don't spill over. It's kind of a little stressful because I don't know if that's going to happen. But I'm going to conclude this video here because I want to do my own individual like show day recap. So I'll be making that tomorrow. But how exciting. I cannot believe that Nationals is tomorrow. I feel so many different emotions. I'm so excited for tomorrow. I'm also excited to be done prep, but then I'm also feeling weird to be done prep. I can't wait to bring what I've learned through this into other parts of like my routine without having the pressure of having to do just prep. So it's just, yeah, I feel really excited to integrate, but also a little bit odd that it's over. Anyways, we'll chat soon.